And a pleasant good evening and welcome to Skyland's Ice World inside the Forum for Pope John Middle School Hockey. Mike Formisano along with you calling tonight's action as the 1-0 Pope John Junior Lions are taking on the Jefferson Falcons. Pope John with a 6-2 victory against West Milford Pequannock last week. And they are looking to go 2-0 this season, taking on Jefferson, who are the defending champions of the Middle School League. So let's go ahead and go over rosters for Pope John. We will start because the jerseys are still not in for Pope John. Different numbers, and we'll try and just update it as we go along. But the roster itself is as follows: Aiden Arbinger, AJ Acuria, Logan Dixon, Connor Dunn, Josh Boyce, Michael Formisano, Hayden Marshall, Tristan Stillwagon, Jason Trezza, Luke Walsh, Ryan Walsh, Ronnie Ziegler, Miro Zahorsky, and the goaltender for tonight, number 33, James Boyce. Boyce in net in place of Trezza, who's out for the next couple of weeks. Not injury-related, just has other commitments. Ronnie Ziegler and Hayden Marshall are not here as well. And also we have, as we said, Miro Zahorsky. We have Caden Chamberlain, who's on the roster for tonight, along with Dylan McCarthy. And we'll describe what each player is wearing as we go along for you. So in net for Jefferson is Evan Dixon. And then we'll go through the names and rosters of the Jefferson players. They do have names on the back of their jerseys, so we'll be able to go ahead and go with that. But we don't have first names. So the head coach of the Pope John Junior Lions is Maria Petro, and the head coach of the Jefferson Falcons is Dan McCarthy. I'm Mike Formisano. Welcome to Middle School Hockey here at Skyland's Ice World. It'll be the Pope John Junior Lions against the Jefferson Falcons. Pope John still wearing white uniforms as they are the home team tonight. They're expecting their Navy uniforms to be in probably this coming week. It'll be blue with white trim. And we'll say Pope John will have a logo, names and numbers, and we'll go from there. So, and I'm trying to figure out all the different players tonight too, as far as because they just have numbers and just getting to know everyone. And again, with Jefferson, they are in their gold uniforms trimmed by blue, white, and the blue numbers with names on the back. And so, as I said, Jefferson won the Middle School League title last season, but it is a different team as many different players have left to join high school teams. So, whereas Pope John, they have 8th and 7th graders, but also 5th and 6th. So, middle school being 5th, 6th, 7th, and then 8th grade. And eventually everyone going on to high school once they reach 9th. So, we are almost set for hockey here. The Pope John Junior Lions 1-0 against the Jefferson Falcons. We will be right back. Welcome back to Skyland's Ice World inside the Forum for Pope John Junior Lions Hockey. Mike Formisano along with you calling tonight's action as the Pope John Junior Lions 1-0 in the season take on the Jefferson Falcons. Both teams stand in respective benches, speaking with their coaches one last time before they hit the ice for the opening faceoff. The goalies for tonight's game: James Boyce for the Lions, and for Jefferson, Evan Dixon wearing 00. I recognize a couple of the players on Jefferson. Number 99, Jagger Hansen. Number 24, Nicky Ciarelli. Longtime Skylands Kings. And they're playing for the Falcons this year. For the Pope John Junior Lions, we have number 6, Luke Walsh centering Ryan Walsh, number 5 on the right wing, and number 47. And the face-off won by the Lions. And here's Ryan Walsh with the shot. It's off the ankle of number 27 for Jefferson. Get Pope John in their white jerseys. And they'll have their official ones in about a week or so. They're going right to left of the screen. Jefferson in gold, trimmed by blue and white. They're going left to right. 15-minute periods here in middle school hockey. Player checked down, and there's Nicky Ciarelli for Jefferson. Off the glass, trying to get around number 9, Logan Dixon. There's Dixon. He's got number 9 in the helmet from the Kings, but no number on the jersey tonight. Now over to Miro Zahorsky. Yeah, with the numbers all being all over the place, it's tough to see exactly who everyone is. So, for example, number 47, I'm trying to figure out who number 47 is right now. Puck off the glass. There's Zahorsky or Pope John. Taken away by Hansen along the far boards. Now picked up by 47 for Pope John. Coming across the line, looking for room to work. Shot on goal, he scores! Oh, Pope John takes a 1-0 lead. That is number 47 for Pope John. Again, with a couple of additions to roster, I tried to get the name here. Ray, who is that, 47?
Yes, 47.
Dylan McCarthy, thank you. Dylan McCarthy with the goal for Pope John, and so he's wearing number 47 tonight. And Pope John up 1-0. McCarthy with the goal. Keaton Chamberlain along the near boards. You got Tristan Stillwagon wearing number 9 with the blue and white socks. Connor Dunn, number 78, with the Skylands blue and gold pants. Pass over to AJ Acuria, who's wearing the Rockets jersey, number 36. Puck on the face-off circle, taken away by Jefferson. Along the far boards, and there's Acuria with it. Acuria with the pass over to Aiden Arminger. Arminger with the Wolfpack jersey, number 9. Here's Dunn inside the zone. Connor Dunn behind the net. Checked off the puck. Scrumford behind the net right now. Dunn and Chamberlain in on it. And now here's Jefferson with the puck outside the zone. Number 5, that's Hackett with Didone, number 37. Stolen away by Stillwagon and pass up to Chamberlain. Caden Chamberlain, number 43, Kings jersey. Pass up to Connor Dunn. Here's Dunn on the faceoff circle. Shot on goal. He scores! Connor Dunn puts Pope John up 2-0. So Dunn brings the Dunner Thunder over to Pope John tonight. And the Lions up 2-0. 12:40 remaining in the first period. 2-0 Pope John over Jefferson. Ciarelli will take the draw for Jefferson against Luke Walsh for the Lions. Michael Formisano out there wearing number 91 tonight. And then also Josh Boyce, James's brother, with the Bandits jersey on, number 2. Zahorsky on defense. And the puck picked up behind the net. That appears to be Logan Dixon. In the far corner, Ciarelli with it now. Ciarelli takes it away. And stolen. Now here's Formisano. Michael Formisano wearing number 91 tonight. Up the ice with Luke Walsh. Formisano coming in. On goal, saved by Evan Dixon. And he covers and no further play. Good save by Dixon with 12 minutes remaining in the opening period. It's 2-0. Pope John leading the Jefferson Falcons. Oh, line change now for Pope John. McCarthy out on the left wing along with Stillwagon centering. And Ryan Walsh on the right. Arminger and Acuria on defense. Puck in the near corner. Back to Arminger. Aiden loses it over to number 70. Not able to get a clean break off of it, so they'll flip it into the Lions zone, but taken away by Ryan Walsh. Walsh with the puck up to Stillwagon, just out of the reach. And there's number 12 for Jefferson. That's Dyken. Pass across to Hackett, number 4. We have 2 Hacketts on the team, 4 and 5. Lower Hansen, number 99. Ciarelli, 24. Didone, number 37. Here is McCarthy. Dylan McCarthy, number 47 for Pope John. Along the near boards, comes back to Armiger. Aiden Armiger with the pass up to McCarthy. On the backhand, now over to number 12 for Jefferson. Pass up to Ciarelli, stolen away by Acuria. And now to McCarthy. Dylan McCarthy coming in, looking for goal number 2. The shot deflected down by number 12 for Jefferson. Comes back to the point outside the zone, neutral ice. Ciarelli trying to get around Armiger. Good defense by Armiger, knocking Ciarelli off the puck. So Ciarelli and Armiger still fighting for it. We have a penalty. It's going to be a hooking call. I think it's going to be against Armiger. So Pope John will go to the penalty kill. Jefferson to a power play. 10:42 remaining, first period. 2-0 Pope John leads. Armiger to the box. Penalties are a minute 30 here in middle school hockey. So Soldano will take the face-off for Jefferson against Connor Dunn for Pope John Lions. Face-off, won by Dunn, and he goes forward with it. Dunn has Chamberlain with him. Taken away by Didone. Across the blue line. On the far boards here. This is game number 2 for Pope John. They won their first game last week against West Milford Pequannock, 6-2. And they lead tonight, 2-0. Here's the pass up to Dunn. Connor Dunn into the zone. Hackett on him. Dunn still with the puck. Dunn sets up, fires. Deflected off of Hackett, and it goes into the corner. There is Chamberlain with the pass back to Zahorsky. Zahorsky flips it off the boards. Taken away by Hackett. She'll escape the zone. It's a 2-on-2 for Jefferson. Hackett comes in the zone. Dixon on her. Hackett with the shot wide left, and it goes into the far corner. Didone with it now. Pass back to the point. Didone gets it back. Zahorsky on him. Around the boards it goes. Along the near boards now. Here's Hackett. Stolen away by Chamberlain. Caden Chamberlain with a breakaway. Chamberlain coming in on Dixon. The shot. He fanned on it. Backhand shot, and it just went wide of the right post. So Jefferson will take over. It's in the Zamboni doors. Swallows the puck up. 12 seconds to go. Here's Dunn. Connor Dunn along the near boards. Sends it inside the zone. 3 seconds left in the penalty. 2-1. And now Armiger out of the box. Here's Dunn in the high slot. Dunn coming in. The shot. He scores. Connor Dunn. Some Dunner Thunder to make it 3-0. Dunn with the goal. His second of the game. And Pope John up 3-0. Well, now Luke Walsh out, taking the face-off with Forbesano on the left. Josh Boyce on the right. Armiger and Acuria on defense. Connor Dunn, his second goal of the game, puts Pope John up 3-0. Shots on goal, 4-0. Forbesano with the backhand. Along the boards it goes now. Here's Armiger with the shot. Deflected down. Now Forbesano with it, passing back to Acuria. A.J. Acuria. Intercepted by Jefferson, and the pass up to Ciarelli. Ciarelli's got a break along the far boards. Nicky Ciarelli with the pass across. One-timer, and it was missed. Now back behind the net, there's Acuria. And Ciarelli with the pass over to McKinney, and McKinney couldn't tee it up. Puck frozen along the boards. There's number 70 for Jefferson, able to play it out. Goes to Acuria for Pope John, however. Now back into the corner. A.J. Acuria will send it all the way around. Ciarelli for Jefferson intercepts. There's Armiger, and Armiger will send it outside the zone. Taken by Dyken, number 12 for Jefferson, to McKinney. He sends it into the Pope John end. A.J. Acuria behind his own net. Pass up, intercepted. Looking for Josh Boyce. Josh's brother James in net tonight for Pope John. And Josh will take over. Here's Josh Boyce along the far boards. Boyce with the pass to Acuria. Acuria inside the zone. Ciarelli all over him. Now Forbesano with it. Michael Forbesano on the point. The shot comes in, deflected. Evan Dixon makes the save, and he covers. Good save by Dixon on the Forbesano shot. 7:33 remaining, first period. 3-0 Pope John. over Jefferson. We're live here inside the Forum at Skylands Ice World. Mike Formisano calling tonight's game. Thank you very much for joining us on this Sunday evening, right after Veterans Day. Puck goes to McCarthy. Slap shot. Save by Dixon, and he'll cover. Very nice save by Evan Dixon. It was in the breadbasket. So McCarthy with a goal tonight was looking for number 2. Tristan Stillwagon will take the draw for Pope John. Comes back to the point. There's Zahorsky. Mira Zahorsky with the shot. Deflected down. Goes behind the net. Picked up by Hackett. Hackett with a pass up to Didone. Didone will send it into the Pope John end. Stolen away by Ryan Walsh. Walsh with a hat trick last week against West Milford Pequannock. Stillwagon with 2 goals and Formisano with 1. So tonight the goal scorers have been done, 2 of them, and McCarthy with a goal. Here's Zahorsky. Miro Zahorsky. Good move around Didone. And the pass up just out of the reach of McCarthy. Here's Dixon with the pass to Stillwagon. Stolen away. Here's Ryan Walsh. Walsh inside the zone. The shot deflected down. And a save by Evan Dixon, and he'll cover. So as you are wondering, Evan Dixon, Logan Dixon, yes, they're brothers. Logan playing for Pope John tonight, and Evan called into duty by Jefferson. Shots on goal 6-0 in favor of Pope John, and they lead 3-0 over the Jefferson Falcons. The Falcons are the defending champions of this league, but they did lose a lot of players due to aging out as far as 8th graders moving up to high school, so they were no longer eligible to play for the middle school team, obviously. Here's Hackett with it stolen away by Acuria. It's along the boards now. There's Armiger. Armiger with the slap shot goes wide right and into the far corner. Chamberlain with it. Caden Chamberlain. The pass out to the point. There's Acuria. He'll send it in. And Dixon will cover with his catching glove. And no further play. Face off to the left of the Jefferson netminder. 6:17 to go, opening period. 3-0 Pope John leads. Face off won by Luke Walsh. Stolen away by Jefferson. Ciarelli after it for the Falcons. Taken away by Acuria. AJ Acuria. Pass up to Luke Walsh. Now over to Connor Dunn. Dunn into the Jefferson zone. Pass to Chamberlain. Connor Dunn on the stick. Dunn looking for the hat trick. Can't put it on net. Goes into the near corner. I want to say thank you again to Connor's mom, Stacy, who's going ahead and working out the jerseys. Shot on goal, he scores! Connor Dunn with the hat trick. 3 goals for Connor Dunn. Dunner Thunder all over the Forum in the Skylands Ice World. And Dunn's natural hat trick puts Pope John up 4-0. So as I was saying, Stacy's going ahead and organizing the jerseys for everyone. And so we want to thank her for that. Hopefully they'll be in about a week or so. And Pope John will have their official blue and gold jerseys. Here's Formisano wearing number 91 tonight, coming inside the zone. Formisano with the shot, high above the crossbar and off the glass. It goes into the far corner. Now back out to Stillwagon. Stillwagon on his backhand, now to forehand. Back to the backhand, the shot above the crossbar and off the glass. Formisano in the corner. Stolen away by Jefferson. Now to Stillwagon, the shot. Save Dixon. And it comes back on him on the rebound. Hackett pushed it towards Dixon so he could cover. Good save by Evan. And the faceoff will be to the left. 5:03 remaining, 4-0. Pope John being powered by the natural hat trick of Connor Dunn tonight. 3 goals. And Dylan McCarthy with the first one of the game. Line change for Pope John. Luke Walsh will take the draw with McCarthy out there along with Ryan Walsh. Logan Dixon with it now. Logan Dixon deflected. He scores. Ryan Walsh with the tip off the Logan Dixon shot. Walsh scores the goal. Logan Dixon with the assist. And it's 5-0 Pope John.
5 from 0 and 6.
So Luke Walsh will take the draw against Nicky Ciarelli. 5-0 Pope John. Walsh with the goal, assisted by Logan Dixon. There's Dixon along the near boards. Ciarelli fighting for the puck. Dixon and Ciarelli now in the corner. Puck comes out to Luke Walsh. Walsh with the pass to Chamberlain. McCarthy. Dylan McCarthy inside the zone wearing number 47. McCarthy with a shot, saved by Dixon. Back to Logan Dixon, the shot. Deflected down, goes into the corner. Now back to Zahorsky. He'll send it in. McCarthy with it, behind the net. McCarthy going for the right post, now into the far corner. Checked by number 27. Puck comes back out to the point. There's Dixon. Logan Dixon with it. Gets past Hansen. Jagger Hansen, number 99 for Jefferson. Now to Ryan Walsh to pass across. It's off the post. Now McCarthy with it. Has it behind the net. I think Evan may have gotten a piece of that. Now Ryan with the shot. Saved by Dixon. Rebounds loose. It's on the side of the net. It's picked up by number 61 for Jefferson. Back to Zahorsky. Shot in. Good save by Evan Dixon. Blocker glove save. Here's Ciarelli behind the net. Puck comes around. Hansen along the boards. Logan will hold it in. Now Hansen skates it up. Jagger Hansen. Stolen away by McCarthy. Dylan McCarthy across the red line now across the blue. Hansen with it. McCarthy in. McCarthy turns around to pass across to Ryan Walsh. He scores. Ryan Walsh with the pass from Dylan McCarthy. And it's 6-0 Pope John. So 6-0 lead for Pope John over Jefferson with 3:13 remaining here in the first period. Still liking to take the draw. He's got Chamberlain out there along with Dunn, Arminger, and Akuria. Arminger with it now to Chamberlain. Here's Akuria. Pass up to Dunn. Checked there by Hackett. Still legging in. On the faceoff circle. Stolen away by Hackett. Hackett with the shot. Goes back behind the net. And there is Arminger with it. Akuria now to still legging it. Outside the zone. It goes all the way down the ice. Past the goal line. Just past the goal line. It trickled across. And an icing on the play. I think that's our first icing in the game. Usually at this level, you see a lot of icings, especially when you're younger. As the kids get older, they'll have less and less. So McKinney will take the draw for Jefferson against still-legged for Pope John. Lions lead 6-0 over the Falcons. Here's a face-off won by Pope John. Arminger will send it up and outside the zone. And there's McKinney chasing it down past the Hackett. Hackett inside the Pope John end. So wrapping around the boards. Akuria picks it up there. AJ Akuria sends it up to Connor Dunn. Dunn with 3 goals already tonight. Offensive explosion for Connor. Ryan Walsh with 2 goals and Dylan McCarthy with 1. Here's Akuria. Akuria has still legging it Dunn. 3-on-1. The pass across. Intercepted by McKinney for Jefferson. Good defense. Now here's Zahorsky for Pope John. Pass up to Stillwagon. Stillwagon passes it over to Chamberlain. Caden Chamberlain to Dunn. Connor Dunn inside the zone. He lost it. And it's picked up by McKinney, number 27 for Jefferson. McKinney inside the zone. A shot. Fans on it. It goes back behind the net. Now here's Hackett. Hackett looking to try and get an angle on James Boyce, the goaltender for Pope John tonight. Now the puck up to Chamberlain. Chamberlain outside the zone. And Chamberlain has a break. Caden Chamberlain coming in along with Josh Boyce. The pass. Saved by Dixon. Oh, Evan Dixon kicks out the right leg. Great save by Evan. And now a stick save and he'll cover. Josh Boyce tried to put the pass home. And Evan Dixon kicks out the right pad to make that save on a 2-0 breakaway. Great save by Evan Dixon for Jefferson. Minute 3 remaining here in the first period. Formerson will take the draw for Pope John. Zahorsky and Dixon on defense. His faceoff goes back to Logan Dixon and all the way down into the Pope John end. Logan has it. Intercepted by Hansen right in front of us. I'll back up. I feel like getting the wayward stick inside my box area. Puck now picked up by Hackett. In front of Evan Dixon. Pass off the boards. Now here's Logan Dixon. Ciarelli intercepts. Hansen with it. Taken away by Logan Dixon. Dixon with 23 seconds to pass to Formersato, but he's offside. So Coach Maria Petro looking for her second victory of the season. And Pope John's up by a half dozen. Bill Stillwagon will take the draw. Caden Chamberlain on the right and Connor Dunn on the left. Armiger and Akuria on defense. Now to Stillwagon. Here's Tristan Stillwagon across the blue line on the face-off circle. Stick knocked out of the defenseman's hands for Jefferson. Stillwagon with the pass across to Dunn. Dunn in on Dixon. And it goes over the crossbar and off the glass into the Zamboni doors. And that is the end of the first period. Shots on goal, 15-0 in front of Pope John. And the score after one here in the Forum at Skylines Ice World. Pope John 6, Jefferson no score. We'll be back with second period action right after this.
That's crazy when I thought
Welcome back to Pope John Middle School Hockey here at Skylands Ice World inside of the Forum. Mike Formersano along with you, calling tonight's action as Pope John leads 6-0 over Jefferson. And we're being informal, and it's a middle school league. Discussions between the coaches, and I think we're going to have a goalie change as James Boyce, the goalie for Pope John, will switch over to the Jefferson side, and then Evan Dixon will play goal for Pope John. As Evan Dixon is actually on the roster for Pope John, along with Logan, who is on defense. And so we can do that. So I think that's what's going to happen. I think Evan's going to go ahead and play goal for Pope John, and then James Boyce will play goal for Jefferson. The Lions lead 6-0. Tristan Stillwagon will take the draw for Pope John. Caden Chamberlain out there for the Lions on the right wing. Logan Dixon and Miro Zahorsky on defense. And the other winger is Connor Dunn. So here's the face-off, and it's won by the Lions. Here is Stillwagon. Stillwagon with the slap shot. Deflecting down off the Jefferson defense. And there's Dynone with it. Gonna pass up to Hackett. Now to Chamberlain. Chamberlain to Dunn. Connor Dunn coming in. Along the far boards. Dunn looking for an outlet. Goes back behind the net. Picked up by Hackett for Jefferson. Back to the point is Zahorsky. Sends it in. Puck comes all the way down the ice. And comes in on now the Pope John goalie, Evan Dixon. Pass to his brother Logan. Now to Connor Dunn. Off his stick. Didone passes it in, intercepted by Zahorski. Now up to Dunn. Connor Dunn across the blue line. Dunn in on the two Jefferson defensemen. He'll pull it back. And Jefferson trying to play it outside the zone. There's Kidman, number 18. Chamberlain for Pope John. Up to Zahorski. Back to Chamberlain. Pass across. There's Dunn. Comes outside the zone, and there's Logan Dixon. Dixon will settle it down. Pope John now going left to right on your screen. To Stillwagon. Stillwagon has it. Knocked off his stick. Puck comes outside the zone. And there's Didone with it. Pass for Masano. Didone comes in. The shot on goal. Saved by Dixon. Evan Dixon with a pad save for the Pope John Lions. And so now it's sent by Formasano into the Jefferson end. If you're wondering again why Dixon's making that save for Pope John, still waiting with the shot saved by Boyce. It's because the goalie switched after the first period. It was 6-0 with shots on goal being 15-0. And with it being an informal league, you know, it's good to do that to be able to get the goalie's action. So here is Aiden Oringer with the pass up to Connor Dunn. Dunn across the red line. He's got Formasano and McCarthy with him. Dunn in the high slot. Dunn looking for the shot. Saved by Boyce. Good catching glove save by James Boyce. Now Formasano. Michael Formasano in the high slot. The shot on goal. Saved by Boyce. Catching glove save, and he'll hold on. And no further play. 12:42 remaining, second period. 6-0 Pope John leads over Jefferson. It's Mike Formasano calling tonight's game. Thank you very much for joining us. If you didn't catch it yesterday, Pope John football, the Lions 13 and under squad with a regional semifinal win against the Eastwood Grizzlies out of Syracuse, New York. And so the 13 and under football team now advances to the regional championship where they will take on Downingtown. The Young Whippets. It's another name for a dog. Downingtown out of Pennsylvania, and that's where the game is on Saturday in Downingtown, Pennsylvania. So Pope John and Downingtown for the regional championship and the possibility of going to nationals. So we wish Pope John 13U football the best of luck, and we will be with you next Saturday for that game. Here are the Falcons. Ciarelli knocked off his stick, comes back over to number 27 for Jefferson. That's McKinney. Pass to Ciarelli. Ciarelli in. Ciarelli looking for the shot. He scores. Nicky Ciarelli with the goal past Evan Dixon. And it's now 6-1 as Jefferson gets on the board. Pope John leading by 5. Again, if you're wondering, shots on goal 18-2, favor of Pope John. And again, if you're wondering why the goalies are switched, it's because of it being an informal game and trying to get the goalies action on both sides. Again, both goalies are the Pope John goalies. Evan Dixon and James Boyce are on the Lions roster. Jefferson didn't have a goalie to start, so that's why Dixon was playing. Here is Dylan McCarthy, number 47 on the far face-off circle. Pass to Miro Zahorski. Zahorski with it, back at the point. That's the thing. This is a developmental league. It's a middle school developmental league. You develop the players as best you can, and that's what you're doing with this. It's great to see. Here is McCarthy in the far corner. McCarthy. Shot on goal. Saved by Boyce. Rebound. Loose. And it goes into the near corner. Picked up by Jagger Hansen. Here's Zahorski. That's Ciarelli with it. That is Dylan McCarthy. McKinney picks up for Jefferson. Falcons have it behind the net now. Sends it up but not outside the zone. There's Logan Dixon. Dixon in the high slot. Dixon coming in. The shot. Saved by Boyce. Rebounds loose. Here's McCarthy with it on the side of the net. Boyce with the left pad save. Very sharp. Now here's McKinney. Hackett with him, along with Ciarelli. Zahorski will send it back behind his own net. Over to Logan Dixon. Logan will turn around. Puck sent all the way down the ice. Mercuria after it. McKinney, number 27 for Jefferson, has it. Mercuria with good speed, able to get in the corner there. And now here's Josh Boyce. Over to Zahorski. Along the near boards. Boyce in the corner now. Josh Boyce with the shot. Deflected down by McKinney. Now Ciarelli with it. Ciarelli. We have a whistle. We have a penalty. Let's see who it's against. I think it's going to be against Jefferson. We'll get the official announcement. So it's going to be against McKinney.
27 yellow by Jefferson.
So checking call against McKinney. And Pope John to their first power play of the evening. Lions haven't had a power play yet. It's the first one.
Aren't they a minute 30? Yes, they are. Okay. I have 2 minutes on.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, sorry, it's about it.
So just adjusting the scoreboard. Should just take a second. 6-1, Pope John leads over Jefferson. It's game number 2 of the middle school schedule. Pope John with a victory last week against West Milford Pequannock, 6-2. And they lead 6-1 tonight. Shot in. Is Hackett in the corner behind the net now. Hackett with the pass, intercepted by Stillwagon. Tristan on the backhand. Now the pass across the Formosano. Formosano with a slap shot. Blocker glove saved by Boyce. Arminger can't hold it at the point and passes it back to Formosano, who has it in the neutral zone. Boyce will stick it into the corner. Hackett for Jefferson now. Off the glass. Bounces off the dasher. Formosano holds it in. Formosano playing defense now. Pass to Dunn. And the puck comes right in front of us. And played by Aiden Arminger. Arminger wearing number 9 tonight. Again, very informal with the jerseys as they're just wearing white for whatever practice jerseys they have as we have an offside. The official Pope John jerseys will be coming in hopefully next week. They'll have names and numbers on it along with the Pope John logo, which is nice. Which my wife Cara Formosano was able to design or make some changes and alter the logo, so it had the hockey sticks along with the Pope John line in the middle. So great job by her. Thank you so much. So she was able to design that. And then Stacy Dunn was able to go ahead and order the jersey, so we thank her as well. Here's the shot by Arminger, deflected. Yeah, Cara showed me the initial logo. I loved it. It was great. So it should look very nice. Formosano with the slap shot, deflected. Goes back behind the net. Picked up by Ciarelli there. Yeah, this is the first season Pope John has a middle school hockey team. Connor Dunn brought it back outside the zone and then came back in. Can't do that. Offside. 8:29 remaining. Second period. 6-1. Pope John leads over Jefferson. McCarthy will take the draw. You got Josh Boyce on the right. AJ Akira on the left. Miro Zahorsky and Logan Dixon on defense. There's a face-off won by Jefferson. Falcons in their gold jerseys, trimmed by blue and white. As I was saying before, Pope John waiting for theirs. Here's Josh Boyce. Back to the point. There's Zahorsky with it. There's Zahorsky with the pass in to McCarthy. McCarthy in the back end, stolen away by Ciarelli. But Logan Dixon's able to hold it inside the zone. Now it finally comes back out and to neutral ice. Dylan McCarthy, number 47 with it. McCarthy will circle around. Pass up to Curia. And it was intercepted by Ciarelli. Here's Dixon. Logan Dixon with it. Off the backhand, down to McCarthy. McCarthy inside the Jefferson zone. He's got Boyce and Curia with him. Knocked off his stick. Goes along the far boards, and here comes Ciarelli for Jefferson. Gets past Logan Dixon. Ciarelli in the corner with it. Ciarelli with the pass across and hit the side of the net and goes into the near corner. 7:30 remaining here in the second period. We are halfway through. Pope John with a 6-1 lead over the Jefferson Falcons. Puck in the corner. Scrum for it. Josh Boyce with it, number 2 for Pope John. Out to Zahorsky. Ciarelli knocks into him. There's McCarthy, number 47. McCarthy with the pass up to Zahorski, just out of reach. There's Hackett. Hackett with the pass across to number 12 for Jefferson. That's Dyken. Dyken inside the zone. Logan Dixon wouldn't let him get around, so shot saved by Evans. Catching glove save off the Dyken shot. It'll hold on. 6-1, Pope John over Jefferson. Shots on goal now 21-3. It was 15-0 after the first period, and so now it's 6-3 here in the second. 3 goals by Connor Dunn, 2 by Ryan Walsh, and a goal also by Dylan McCarthy. Dunn will take the draw. Dunn's 3-goal scheme is a national hat trick. Scored 3 times in a row in the same period with nothing else interrupting it. So, and we got a tripping call against Tristan Stillwagon as McKinney hit the ice. And so Stillwagon will go to the box. So Tristan Stillwagon with the penalty, tripping call. And with 6:36 to go, second period, Jefferson will go back to the power play. 6-1, Pope John leads over Jefferson. I know, you got to do your stuff. It happens. Tristan shaking his head. He just went down. It was outside the play. Face-off will be to the left of Dixon. Connor Dunn on the draw. One by Jefferson. Goes off the boards, but there's Chamberlain. Caden Chamberlain along the far boards. Got Connor Dunn with him. Chamberlain knocked off his stick for just a moment. Picks it back up. He's tripped down. No call. We'll play on. Now here's Ciarelli. Getting outside the zone. Formasano knocks it at him. Puck comes back into the Jefferson end. And there's Boyce. And we have a penalty. Tripping call. And I think that's going to be on McKinney. McKinney doesn't like it. He's going to go to the box anyway. So that'll negate the Jefferson power play. And it'll be 4 aside for the next minute 6 until Stillwagon's penalty's over. 6:11 remaining. Second period. 6-1. Pope John leads. The 1 goal for Jefferson scored by Nicky Ciarelli. Number 24 for the Falcons. McCarthy and Ciarelli on the draw. To the right of Boyce. Boyce now playing for Jefferson. Here's Armiger. Hansen steals it away. McCarthy has it. Sent inside the zone. Armiger after it. Aiden Armiger will track it down behind the zone net. Pass across to Formasano. There's Dyken. Dyken coming in. Armiger poke checks that away. Good play by Aiden Armiger. Now here's Hackett with the shot. Scores! Hackett makes it 6-2 with the shot over the glove of Evan Dixon. And because it's 4-on-4, doesn't negate the power play. I'm going to say the box and tell you I know. If it was a power play,
5, 12, 99.
if it was a power play, you'd be able to get out. But because it's 4-on-4, it's an even strength. So 32 seconds remaining on the Stillwagon penalty. Faceoff goes over to Formasano along the far boards. Even strength goal by Hackett to make it 6-2. Pope John over Jefferson. Now Curia coming in. Curia with the shot. Saved by Boyce. James Boyce gets the pad on it. 13 seconds remaining on the penalty to Stillwagon. And then Pope John will go to the power play for about 25 seconds. Comes inside the zone. And we have an icing on the play. So 1 second remaining on the penalty to Stillwagon. Can't seem to get out of the box.
1 second, unfortunately.
Face-off will be to the right of Evan Dixon, who's playing goal for Pope John now. It'll be McCarthy on the draw for Pope John. Connor Dunn, Caden Chamberlain, and Josh Boyce out there. Now McCarthy coming off, so it's going to be Connor Dunn on the face. Keevening taking the draw for Jefferson. So Dunn will take the draw against Keeving. Here's the draw. And now Stillwagon outside the box. Here's Dunn with the pass up to Tristan, but it's stolen away by Hackett. I know exactly what they were going for there. They were trying to hit Stillwagon with the home run pass, but Hackett jumped the route. Looks like an interception in football, but stepped right in front of the pass. Picked it off. Now here's Hackett. It's not as huge a deal in hockey as it is in football. In football, you make an interception, turnover, it's a big play in the game. Shot by Hackett off the boards. Now along the far boards. You make an interception in hockey, the puck turns over 200 times in the game. I heard that a long time ago. In a 60-minute game, and these games aren't 60 minutes, but they're close. Here's Dixon with the move in. Dixon on the backhand. Now comes back to Chamberlain. The shot save. Boyce goes behind the net. Now here's Hackett. Stillwagon gets a stick on it. Now here's Zahorsky. Comes inside the Pope John end. Chamberlain with it in the neutral zone. I'll get back to that story in just a second. Chamberlain's stick knocked out of his hands. Stillwagon comes in. Picked off by McKinney now to Hackett. Here is Hackett. Hackett, McKinney, and Didona in the 3-on-2 for Jefferson. And they're offside. Ooh, Didona was about a step ahead. No, that was McKinney. McKinney was a step ahead on the play. So it was an offside. So anyways, I was explaining, in football, interception is a turnover. But in a hockey game, in 60-minute hockey games, the puck will change sides between the teams on average about 200 times a game. So you intercept the pass, and you'll probably give it up in a few seconds. And it happens. But in football, it's a much bigger deal. Puck along the boards. Sent in there is Ciarelli. Ciarelli coming in the shot. Wide right. Now here's Curie with it. Logan Dixon with it. Dixon with the pass up to McCarthy. Across the red line. He's got a Curie with him. Dylan McCarthy. Josh Boyce there as well. Pass across to Boyce. Saved by his brother James. So Josh Boyce and James Boyce. James makes the save on Josh's shot. And the score remains 6-2. 3:15 remaining, second period. McCarthy will take the draw against Ciarelli. McCarthy wins it for Pope John. Comes back to Miro Zahorsky. Here's Zahorsky with it. Pass across to McCarthy. McCarthy gives it to Curia. Curia with the shot. Blocker glove saved by James Boyce. Now here's McCarthy. Loses it over to Jagger Hansen. Hansen with the pass up to Ciarelli. Stolen away by Logan Dixon. And here comes Dixon inside the end. McCarthy and Boyce in there as well. We got a player down. It's going to be a tripping call. Let's see who it's against. Here's the official announcement by the referee. Nope. Are they calling it offside? They're calling it offside. So I saw the arm up and thought it was a penalty, but it's actually an offside on the play. No, they are calling penalty. Who'd they get? Hackett, number 4.
4 yards.
So my initial assumption was correct. I guess I should trust my gut a little more. Penalty on Hackett. Thought for a second that the referee was skating away from the box and maybe it was an offside. Sometimes that happens. But it was a tripping call against Hackett for Jefferson. And so Pope John to the power play. 1.5 penalties in middle school. Here's the faceoff, won by Dunn. Goes back to Zahorsky. Zahorsky up top. Gives it to Logan Dixon. Off his stick now along the far boards. 2:40 remaining in the second period. 6-2 Pope John leads over the Jefferson Falcons. Puck comes all the way down and crosses the goal line. Trickles almost like a quarter. If you go ahead and spin a quarter and it starts to wobble. Just went over the goal line. And so an icing on the play. Minute 11 to the penalty to Hackett. There's 2 Hacketts on Jefferson, 4 and 5. Four's in the box. There's Dunn. Puck goes in the corner. Now Caden Chamberlain with it. Chamberlain with the pass back to Formisano. Slap shot. Wide left. It had some mustard on it. Just not on goal. Here's Hackett trying to get around Dunn. Connor Dunn. He's got 3 goals already. Looking for number 4. Dunn with the shot. He scores. Connor Dunn. There's thunder and lightning all over the place tonight. That Thunder. Goal number 4 for Connor. And Pope John with a 7-2 lead. Dunn's fourth of the game comes with 2:10 remaining in the second period, and it's a power play goal as well. Connor Dunn, 4 goals. Pope John up 7-2. Dylan McCarthy taking the draw against Nicky Ciarelli. Ciarelli inside the zone. It's a whole story about the Dunner Thunder thing. I'll tell it someday. There's Josh Boyce. The puck is along the near boards. There's Hackett. Ciarelli with it now. Nicky Ciarelli will reverse course. Turns around. Hackett with it for Jefferson. Stolen away by Formisano. Now pickpocketed by Keevan. Josh Boyce with it. Boyce wearing the red and white jersey of the New Jersey Bandits. As you can see, a lot of these kids play for different private teams. As the puck goes across the goal line and another icing on the play. I mean, here in Skylands, you got the Skylands Kings. And you've got Aiden Armiger and AJ Acuria wearing... actually, Acuria's wearing a Rockets jersey tonight. I think Armiger's got a Wolfpack jersey on. You have Woodbridge Wolfpack, New Jersey Bandits, as I said. Many private teams, travel teams here in North Jersey. Here's Jagger Hansen behind the net. McCarthy on him. Puck comes around towards the left post. Jefferson with it. Slap shot by Formisano goes wide. And now I know why Formisano wanted to play defense. He wanted to work out that slap shot tonight. Puck comes outside the zone. It's always a motive, right? Well, I'll play defense. Goes to Coach Petro, says, I'll play defense. And he is, but he's getting a chance to work out that slap shot from the point. He's usually a forward. Hackett with the puck. Pass across. There's McCarthy with it. McCarthy inside the zone, along the far boards. He's got a carry with him. Stolen away by Hackett, however. Goes behind the net. Hansen in on it, along with Hackett. Now taken away by McCarthy. Over to Boyce. Josh Boyce. Deflected by Acuria. Saved by James Boyce. And it goes into the corner. Josh has it now. Josh Boyce with number 12 for Jefferson in on it. Hackett, number 5, takes it away. Across the blue line. And there's the buzzer for the end of the second period. So, a couple of goals by Jefferson. Nicky Ciarelli scoring first. And the Falcons add a second goal. But then Connor Dunn with his 4th of the night. And that makes it 7-2. Pope John over the Jefferson Falcons. We'll be back with third period action right after this. Welcome back to Skylands Ice World inside the Forum for Pope John Middle School Hockey. Mike Formisano along with you calling tonight's action as the Junior Lions lead the Jefferson Falcons 7-2. Shots on goal for the second period, 11-4 in favor of Pope John. On the goal sheet, Jefferson actually outscoring Pope John in that second period 2-1, but Pope John has a 7-2 lead overall. Shots on goal 26-4 in favor of the Lions for both periods. We start the third period, and I think Dixon and Boyce are trying to find out who's playing goal where. So both goalies on the same end. So, Ray, who's playing goal? So I think Dixon's going to come back over to the Pope John side. As I said before, both Dixon and Boyce are on the Pope John roster. And Dixon was playing for Jefferson because the Falcons didn't have a goalie tonight. Again, DeFell bet the league, so they're both on the Pope John roster, as well as Jason Trezza, who is out for the next 3 weeks. Not injury-related. It is due to other commitments, other games. Here's Stillwagon at the puck. Pope John also missing Hayden Marshall and Ronnie Ziegler tonight. Again, both because of other commitments, not because of injury or anything like that. So the Lions are traveling right to left of your screen now in white jerseys, waiting for the official ones to come in. Jefferson in their gold jerseys with blue trim, blue and white numbers. Here's the shot by Dunn. He scores! Connor Dunn, 5 goals tonight. Wow, somebody hit him with a bucket of water. Cool him down. Connor Dunn, the Dunner Thunder, all over Skylands tonight. Okay, so here's the story. So, Connor, with the last name of Dunn, one of the coaches, Dave Gallucci for Skylands, misheard the name and said Thunder? And so I said, wow, okay, well, it's Connor Dunn. That's not Thunder, but I could do something with that. So that's why whenever Connor scores for a Skylands Kings team, we say Dunner Thunder. And that's the story. Logan Dixon with the puck now, along with the far boys. I don't know if he likes it or not. I think he does. Hope he does. Jefferson with the puck now. It's in the Zamboni doors, and the puck just gets swallowed up there because the ice is a little uneven. 8-2, Pope John leads now. 13:54 remaining in the third period. There's McKinney behind the net. Comes out in front. Logan Dixon intercepts McKinney. You got Dan McKinney, who's the head coach of Jefferson. And, of course, Maria Petro, the head coach of Pope John Lions. And as Josh Boyce has the puck on the side of the net. Bree's going to be assisted throughout the season by coaches Charlie Spetz and Mark Weaver, as they'll make appearances to assist whenever they can. They're busy with other schedules, obviously, so and it's basically on a welcome basis. Whenever they want to show up, they just will show up. Coach Mark Weaver is one of the assistant coaches of the Pope John varsity team. Coach Charlie Spetz used to play for Pope John as well, so both with connections to the program. So Boyce makes the save when we got wholesale changes for both Jefferson and Pope John. Falcons won the league last year, the league title, in a 3-game series against West Guilford Pequannock. But Jefferson has lost a lot of the upper players, 7th and 8th graders that they had, or 8th graders, especially to graduating middle school and moving on to high school. So the Falcons looking to rebuild now. And Pope John trying to establish a team. This is the first year that Pope John has a team in this league. Looking for their second win against 0 defeats. Here's Formisano across the blue line. Michael Formisano now across the red. Coming in zone. Knocked off his stick. There's Stillwagon. Stillwagon in the high slot. The shot deflected down as Formisano was knocked off his stick as he had an open net to shoot at, but Dyken was able to swipe it away. Formisano now back to the point to Dunn. Connor Dunn with 5 goals tonight as Pope John leads 8-2. Stillwagon with it to Chamberlain. Puck comes out to number 12 for Jefferson. And the pass across. Now here's Dunn. Connor Dunn with it. Pass back around. Now to Arminger. Arminger to Formisano. Slap shot. Goes wide. Heavy slap shot by Formisano. Just missed the upper right post. Here's Stillwagon. Stillwagon to Formisano in front. Saved by Boyce. Rebounds loose. And Formisano shoots it wide right of the post. Now here is Chamberlain. Caden Chamberlain. Pass into the low slot. There's Stillwagon with it. Stillwagon trying to get around Evan Dixon. The shot. He scores. Tristan Stillwagon is able to put it in. Pass. Actually, that was James Boyce in that. I'm sorry. Boyce playing goal now for Jefferson. So Stillwagon's goal makes it 9-2 for Pope John over the Jefferson Falcons And we have a running clock situation as the goal differential is now 7. So Stillwagon's goal makes it 9-2. Pope John over the Jefferson Falcons. Miro Zahorski now playing center with A.J. Acuria on left wing and Josh Boyce on the right. Logan Dixon and Dylan McCarthy on defense. And Evan Dixon playing in goal for Pope John. Even though he's wearing the Jefferson jersey, he switched back to Pope John at the beginning of the second period. So we wanted to get some action for James Boyce, wearing the Kings jersey down there, who initially started for Pope John. And if you're thoroughly confused, don't be. You just switch sides. It's a developmental league, and just wanted to get some action because Jefferson actually didn't have a goalie for tonight, and Pope John had 2. And so they asked to go ahead and borrow Evan to play goal, because Evan's on the roster for Pope John. So Evan is playing now for the Lions, and James Boyce is playing for Jefferson. Here's Dylan McCarthy with it, stolen off his stick by Hackett. And now it goes over to number 12 for Jefferson. 12 coming in. That's Dyken. Loses the puck. Logan Dixon knocks it off his stick. And now here is McCarthy. McCarthy coming in with a Acuria and offside, as either Josh Boyce or Acuria was just offside. 9:45 and counting, third period. Shots on goal now registered 31-5 in favor of Pope John. And the Lions have a 7-goal lead, 9-2. Here's Caden Chamberlain. He'll take the draw. Formasano and Armiger on defense. Connor Dunn on the wing, along with Tristan Stillwagon on the right. Puck comes inside the zone. Chamberlain can't steal it away from Hackett. Goes over to Keavening. Keavening now to McKinney. Now McKinney inside the zone. Pass to Logan Dixon. Formasano with it. Now over to Stillwagon. Tristan Stillwagon along the far boards. Hanson on him. Stillwagon inside the zone. Tristan Stillwagon in the high slot. Puck knocked off his stick. Goes all the way down the ice. Armiger after it. Hanson chasing. Armiger gets there first. He'll circle behind his net. I used to hate, as a goalie, I used to hate when defensemen skated in front of the crease. I'd always tell him, take it behind the net. It's a lot safer. Because if the defenseman loses it in the crease area, and an offensive player jumps in the puck, it's an easy shot opportunity, point blank. Now here's Formasano and Hanson fighting for it. Formasano comes out with it, pass to Dunn. Connor Dunn, the high slot, knocked off his stick. Hanson steals it away. Here's Jagger Hanson with a breakaway coming in with Ciarelli. Hanson to Ciarelli. Hanson with the shot. Saved by Evan Dixon. Good save by Evan on a 2-0 breakaway. And so now Connor Dunn, he's got to break himself. McKinney racing back. Chamberlain is with Dunn. Dunn in the corner. McKinney checks into him, and we got a penalty against McKinney as he got the arms up on Dunn. Now here's Chamberlain with it. Puck comes out to Dunn. Jefferson touches up, and they will be called for the penalty. McKinney will go off, and with 7:35 and counting, it's 9-2 Pope John. Oh, McKinney barking a little bit. Didn't like the call.
27 yellow, hold.
So it's actually a holding penalty against McKinney. Pope John will go to the power play. And again, the clock is running, so as Pope John has a 7-goal lead, running clock. So Horshby will take the draw. Acuria on the left. Josh Boyce on the right. Dylan McCarthy on the left point, and Logan Dixon on the right. Shot comes in, saved by James Boyce, and he'll glove it down. Please join us next week, 7:10 p.m. on Sunday night for more Pope John Middle School hockey as they will take on High Point. High Point and Pope John next Sunday night, 7:10 p.m. from Skylands Ice World. We don't know if they'll be in the Forum or the Coliseum. Last week was in the Coliseum. This week inside the Forum. Just two different rinks. Now penalty to Pope John as Josh Boyce is going to be called. Pope John touches up, and it'll be a tripping call. So that'll negate the power play for Pope John. And here's the official announcement.
33 white for a trip.
So they're actually going to get the goaltender, James Boyce, for the penalty. We'll see who serves it. Rhea, who's going to serve the penalty? Goalie penalty. Who do you want to serve? So Dylan McCarthy will serve the penalty for Pope John. Pope John's still got 5 players out there. Well, I guess the referees missed it. I mean, they called a penalty, and Pope John just hasn't taken the players off. And there's Ciarelli. Comes back behind the net. Pope John's still got 5 players out there. Puck comes out. There's McCarthy. McCurry with it. Pass across. There's Logan Dixon. 9-2. Pope John leads. 5:09 remaining here in the third period. Shots on goal 32-6 in favor of the Lions. Oh, both times have been taken off the board, so. Dixon with the pass over to McCarthy. McCarthy with the shot wide left. Now Josh Boyce behind the net. Zahorsky with it in the far corner. Now here is Ciarelli, Nicky Ciarelli. Number 24 for Jefferson with the pass up. Logan Dixon with the interception. McKinney was looking for a break. Now McKinney pokes it off Dixon's stick. McCarthy with the pass up to Zahorsky. There's Ciarelli with it. Nick Ciarelli outside the zone into neutral ice. And Hackett steals it off of McCarthy's stick. Hackett coming in the shot. Glove save by Evan Dixon. Good save by him. There's Josh Boyce. Puck comes down into the Jefferson end as Dyken. 9-2. Pope John leading over the Jefferson Falcons. Lions looking to go 2-0 on the season. McCarthy with the shot. Deflected down. Hackett has it now behind the net. 3:41 and counting. Third period. Aiden Armiger with it. Puck comes up. There is McCarthy. It's loose on the left post. Armiger with it to Chamberlain. Caden Chamberlain. Pass up to Zahorsky. Zahorsky has clearance on the blue line. He's across on the faceoff circle. Pass over to Stillwagon. Stillwagon with it now. Back to Zahorsky. The shot deflected down. It's sent behind the net. Back out to the point. Sent in by Armiger. Jagger Hansen with it now for Jefferson. Lost to Tristan Stillwagon to Pope John. Hackett with it. Puck still along the boards. Stillwagon. Taken away by McKinney. McKinney has it for Jefferson behind his own net. Again, Boyce playing in net for Jefferson, even though he's got the white jersey. And Dixon playing in goal for Pope John, even though he's got the Jefferson jersey on. I explained it before. They just switched sides.
Everybody.
Face-off will be down in the Jefferson end. Pope John sending out Chamberlain, Dunn, Formisano, 91. Acuria with the number tucked inside the back of his jersey. And Josh Boyce, number 2. Less than 2 minutes remaining. Third period. Face-off won by Formisano, goes over to Boyce. Josh Boyce with the pass across to Acuria. A.J. Acuria with the shot. Saved by Boyce. Jefferson with it along the boards. There's Acuria. Acuria to Formisano. Formisano with the shot. Wide right of James Boyce. So now Josh with it. Back to Formisano behind the net. Formisano with it. There's McKinney. Puck comes through the crease. Josh Boyce steals it away. Back to Connor Dunn playing defense now. Here's Dunn. Dunn with the pass to Josh Boyce along the far boards. Keeping within the far corner. Here's Boyce with it. Boyce with the shot. Saved by his brother James, and he'll cover. So Josh Boyce's shot saved by James Boyce, the goaltender. And with a minute remaining, Pope John leading by 7. Changing lines. So Horschke will take the draw for Pope John. Chamberlain out there along with Stillwagon, McCarthy, and Logan Dixon. Puck knocked down. There's McKinney. Pope John with it. There's Logan. Comes outside the zone. And the pass back to McCarthy. Dylan McCarthy with it. Stolen away by Hackett. Here comes Hackett. The shot. Saved by Evan Dixon. It's loose. And he gets the left pad on it. And the goal is knocked off its moorings. Great save by Evan Dixon. He's able to get that left pad on it. Brother Logan helping him out. And both brothers talking a little bit, discussing the play. I'm sure they're not speaking about their homework coming up. Well, pat on the head by Logan, and that's the game. The pride has spoken as the Pope John Lions defeat the Jefferson Falcons 9-2. Final shots on goal, 34-8 in favor of Pope John. The Lions scoring 6 goals in the first period and then ran away with it from there. Handshakes at center ice. Good game played by both teams. Jefferson was a little shorthanded and asked to borrow one of the Pope John goalies, Evan Dixon. So Dixon played the first period for Jefferson. Then James Boyce played the second and third. 5 goals by Connor Dunn. And Pope John gets the victory over the Jefferson Falcons. Please join us next Sunday at 7:10 p.m. here at Skylands Ice World as the Pope John Junior Lions will take on High Point. Pope John now moves to 2-0 on the season, and they will play High Point next week. Please join us for that. And then also, please join us on Saturday at 3 p.m. for Marsh Creek in Downingtown, Pennsylvania, as Pope John Junior Lions 13 and under football team plays in the regional championship game against the Downingtown football squad. So Downingtown and Pope John, the young Whippets of Downingtown and the Lions of Pope John in the regional final. Please join us for that, 3 p.m. next Saturday. Oh, final score once again. Pope John Lions defeat the Jefferson Falcons 9-2. For everyone here, is Mike Formersano saying thanks for joining us. Have a good evening, and we will see you on Saturday for football and Sunday for hockey. Have a good night.